Good evening, everyone. Late Night Mega here, and tonight we're going to do another quick draft of Phyrexia. All will be one. So let's go ahead. We're going to use our gold, because we're working on converting our gold into gems. And we have this poopy rare. That is the last one of those poopy rares I would need. However, I'm not actually going to pick... I want to see if this rare will actually wheel, because I think there's a chance that it could. So what is going to be the pick here? Well, we do have a Contagious Vorak, which is likely the best card in the pack. There's a Deep Faith Duelist, there's a Jawbone Duelist, so those are also some nice cards. Vat Emergence, Gleeful Demolition. So I think the pick is between either the Vorak or the Jawbone Duelist. We'll take the Duelist. And we get, Crawling Chorus, Annex Sentry. We get a Spell Dancer, which is going to be the pick because it is a rare. One thing I remember hearing about when the bot draft first came out, another theory I have about the bot drafts, is that the bots have, well, it doesn't really make much sense, because we had a second-to-last pick Chimney Rabble last time. Never mind, we're just taking the rare here. The Mercurial Spelldancer, we might not play this. We will if we end up being blue. I don't necessarily want to be blue, though. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you get a oil counter. When it deals combat damage, you may remove 2 oil counters, and then you can copy your next instant or sorcery. So here we have 4 Mirrodin. So it's a 4-mana 3/2 flyer. It's actually a pretty nice equipment, because this equipment is a bit different, because it's all creatures you control that are equipped are going to get +1/+0. So not just this equipment. So that is important to note. We have a Retrofitter that can turn an artifact into a 4/4 creature. It also has Toxic. There's a Charge of the Mites, which is a pretty decent one. Deep Faith Duelist, first strike on your turn. Yeah, there's a lot of good white cards here. And of course, Chimney Rabble. There's Bring the Ending. There's also, that's not the card I thought it was, though that card is not bad per se. So what is going to be the pick here? I think we're going to take the Charge of the Mites, because this can be removal, or it can also just be 2 surprise toxic things. Goes great with the Jawbone Duelist. And maybe we'll do some sort of white toxic theme deck here. Corrupted, as long as an opponent has 3 or more poison counters, this thing has double strike. I actually used this before to some pretty good effect. There's Distorted Curiosity as well. Or another artifact. You can draw a card, you can loot. Card's a bit slow, so I think I'm just going to take the Apostle of Invasion. Look at all these blue cards, but they're not... Yeah, like this Tamiyo's Logbook. Look at this, 3 mana, and then it's another 6 to activate to draw a card. It costs 1 less for each other artifact you control. You're probably not going to have 5 right away when you want to go to use this, but let's just assume that you do. That means for 4 mana, you get to draw a card. And so it just replaces itself. And then you have to pay another mana, at least 1 more mana, to draw another card to get some sort of advantage. It's just too slow. The Eye of Malcator. That one is actually somewhat reasonable, but we have a 4 Mirrodin equipment that's more for the red-white archetype. I'm going to take the Flensing Raptor here. It's a great follow-up to a turn 2 Jawbone Duelist. Give it +1/+1 in flying. Alright, so we got some green cards. We've got a Testament Bearer, which can be nice. Oh, this thing, Indoctrination Attendant. Yeah, toxic. When it enters the battlefield, you can return another permanent you control to its owner's hand. You can return a land. You can return a creature you control that has like a pacifism effect against it. Return target artifact or creature with mana value 3 or less, or you can exile and return. Oh, this is good in the equipment deck if you're going that route. This is also good in the equipment deck, or decent at least. Justicar wouldn't be awful either. Most likely better to just take the 2-drop. I'm going to put this to the sideboard for now because we're not necessarily blue. But we're going to see if we do something with these white toxic cards. Ooh, here's a good one. The Incisor Glider. It's a 1/3 flyer, but if your opponent is corrupted, they just need 3 or more poison counters to be corrupted. Then when it attacks, all your creatures get +1/+1 till end of turn. That seems to be where we want to go. What does this do? Put an oil counter, remove 4 oil counters to return a creature from your graveyard to the 4. Yeah, that's a little much. Well, I'm just going to take the Incisor Glider here. Now, we don't really want to pair white toxic cards with red. I mean, you could, and it could still be fine, but it's not where it's best at. Oh, Basilica Spellbomb is playable. But I think I'm just going to take... Oh, there's also Maze's Mantle. If enchant creature is toxic, it gains hexproof, and enchant creature is +2/+2. That's not bad either. I'm going to take the 2-drop, though, which will be playable regardless of what we end up doing. Vanish into Eternity. Yeah, it costs 6 mana to exile a creature, so it's not really that great. I'm going to take a Terramorphic Expanse here. I could also take a Fair Basilica, since we know we're going to be white, but I do like the fixing. Oh, we get a Crawling Chorus back. We also get an Infested Flesh Cutter, which that can be decent. Can be really annoying to deal with. But I'm going to take the 1-mana toxic thing here. I think we want that just slightly more. Now we get some green cards that are not bad to play. I'm going to take the Bring the Ending, because there is a slight chance we could do some blue-white toxic proliferating. A 4-mana 2/5 that wants you to tap it when it comes in. Let's not do that. And this could be a nice trick. I haven't actually used this card. I've had it played against me before. This is for the artifact thing, which is kind of the blue-white main theme. Oh, we get another... Well, not another, but we saw a lot of cultivators there near the end. And we get a rare that's... Oh, that one crappy rare didn't come back to us, did it? Alright, well, we get kind of a crappy rare here. But I'm going to take it. If I wasn't taking that, I guess I'd probably speculate on the Skull Dweller, because that's a 1-mana cheap toxic thing. Or I could take the Tyrannex Atrocity, or probably just take the Flensing Raptor, but I'm going to take the rare. Make sure we get at least 3 rares in these drafts. Alright, this wants oil counters, which we're not doing in this deck. Shrapnel Slinger, oh, you can sack this right away and destroy an artifact. That is somewhat relevant. There is a Death Touch Indestructible Trick this turn. That's not what we're going to be doing here. Enchant creature you control. Enchanted creature has Toxic 2. When enchanted creature dies, return it to the battlefield. It's actually going to be that, or it's going to be the Edifice. Both of them are reasonable. I don't think I've actually played this Necrogen Communion card. This has some synergy with our Justicar here. But this has synergy with everything we want to be doing as far as Toxic goes. So now we have a Blightbelly Rat. We have another Crawling Chorus. The first one wheeled. Maybe the next one will too. Dune Mover can help get you a land, but I would actually take the Rat over that. And since the Rat can proliferate, I think that's slightly better here. We can maybe bank... Oh, wait. Oh, there's a Viral spawning. Ooh, that's a good one. I like Viral spawning. I'm going to take that. Because there's a non-zero chance that we're going to be green here. Immediately we get punished because we have a Drowning Ichor. Flensing Raptor again, which I wouldn't mind, but I'm going to take the removal spell. We're going to go... I think we're just going to go black-white now. We have a Menace with Toxic 2, but I'll take the Blightbelly Rat. Nothing else in this pack really stands out, because these are for... Yeah, this is the 2-drop for the Equipment deck. The Equipment deck is kind of interesting. I've had some good luck with those cards as well. And we're just going to cut these, I think. Necrosquito. Whenever another creature or artifact you control is put into the graveyard, you get an oil counter, so that gets bigger. That is a really good one. Definitely the best card in the pack. Oh, there's the Draw Skull Bomb, which is okay as well. I'll take the Necrosquito. There's the Plague... Oh, there's a Plague Nurse here. Yeah, I think we're going to commit to black-white. Yeah, so this Nahiri's Sacrifice, this goes in the Equipment deck generally, because you can sacrifice one of your equipment things and deal damage to stuff. There isn't really anything specific for a Toxic deck here. I'll just take the 3-drop because we're kind of lacking in those right now. We're going to try and maybe not have to play those. We have another one of these combat tricks, but we do have a rare. I'm going to pick it up this time. That way I don't ever have to pick this up again. And we just keep opening kind of like the junky rares in this draft. But what can you do? Cruel Grimnarch. I mean, that's a playable card. Oh, Tyrannex Atrocity came back. Is there still a chance we go into green? I think there is a chance. I will actually take another Terramorphic. Because we're not doing an oil counter thing. And this a 5-mana 3/4 is not, that just gains you 3 life, is not going to be great You got to get the full value out of it with oil counters. I'm going to take the second Terramorphic. Wasn't this the pack that was supposed to have the other Crawling Chorus that was supposed to wheel? I'll take the Dune Mover. It's a 2-drop. It has Toxic. This card, it's difficult to get to work well. So it enters, or another artifact enters, a creature you control gets +1/+1 in Vigilance. Well, we have more Dune Movers. I could also Splash Black for a couple of things. That is an option. +3/+3 and Trample. That could actually be relevant on the Jawbone Duelist. Or take the Hunter Maze. I think either one is fine. Expand the Sphere. What does this thing do? Return a permanent from your graveyard to your hand and proliferate. And Eccentric wouldn't be bad. I only have 2 of these. We'll just grab the rare. Viral Spawning needs to be back on the table here. Noxious Assault. Creatures you control get +2/+2 until end of turn. Whenever a creature blocks this turn, its controller gets a poison counter. That sounds like what I want to be doing. Atrax's Skitterfang is also pretty good. Flying, Vigilance, Death Touch, or Lifelink to a creature for a few different times. You can also, as some synergy, like return it with the Indoctrination Attendant and then play it again to refresh its oil counters. Oh, that is not the card I was thinking it was. Whisper of the Dross is also pretty good. I'm going to take the Noxious Assault, though. We get another Charge of the Might. Over another Tyrannex Atrocity. Volt Charge, yeah, that's in this set. Lots of decent red cards here at the moment. I don't think I'm going to take a second Noxious Assault. Ribskiff. Cruise for 3. Draws you a card. Has Toxic 2. It's not bad. But we have a Raptor here, and I like the Raptors. Okay, and now we get, here's another 2-drop we want. Has First Strike as long as it's our turn. That's what we want to be doing. I don't think I need another Apostle of Invasion. Alright, here's another Crawling Chorus. Makes up for the one we didn't wheel before. And this is the Tapper, which that could actually be useful to remove a blocker. Draw 3 cards and lose 3 life. You can make your opponent lose life. Yeah, these cards that draw cards and lose life is very risky to play in this format. Tyrannex Atrocity. We're cutting most of the black here, right? I could even run the Cultivator. So do I want the Death Toucher? We run the Death Toucher, or we can run another copy of the Haster. I do like the Haster. We could use some more 3-drops. Especially to get rid of the Helm. Yeah, because we also might wheel another Atrocity. I'll take another Titanic Growth. Get some combat tricks in here. Giving your opponent a free scry is generally not a good idea. Take another hunter maze. Oh, well, we have the white one now, too. And all these. Okay, we didn't get the second. Don't I have some dune movers? I do have a couple dune movers. I could, in theory, splash the black. Oh, I gotta mark these. I just like the basic. We could actually splash for the Drowning Ichor, which I think I'm going to do. Splash for the Necrogen Communion as well. I don't think that's an awful idea. Because we have two Terramorphic Expanses. Oh wow, we have 43 cards. Do I want the Cultivator? Is the question. We have a lot of 2-drops. We might not need the Justcar or the Cultivator. We can keep the Dune Movers, and then we only have to run one Swamp. And then what's the other cut? Maybe 2 of these isn't great. I've mentioned I've never really used this before. Well, 1 mana, flash enchantment. If our opponent's corrupted, it gets +2/+1 in first strike. That's a pretty good trick. Maybe I like that better than the Titanic Growth, just because it's cheaper. I'm gonna run all of these. Tap land that we don't need this many. I guess maybe I will run 2 swamps because we don't need that many forests either. Well, we kind of do for the Noxious Assault and the Atrocity. Alright. And Blight Belly Rat. We're not running Blight Belly Rat. These cards can be useful at any point. So yeah, I'm gonna do it like that. Maybe I even want an additional planes. Yeah. We need to hit double green though. That's the other thing. I think I might actually cut one of these. We don't want too much stuff coming in tapped. Alright, yep. We have our first toxic deck. Actually, let's... I don't know what wants to be the... We didn't find any, like, really strong wares. We just found, like, crappy ones. I don't know how well this is going to go, but we'll go ahead and jump into the games, see how things turn out. Our goal is to just get on board quickly and get the opponent corrupted and then win with toxic damage or with regular combat damage. Either one. Alright, first opponent is J-Bone. he's going first, and my mouse is going haywire. Alright. I don't know why my mouse keeps doing that. Yeah, this is why I only wanted to run one Hunter Maze. This can fetch us our Swamp. Ooh, now I have another 1-drop to go with this, so... yeah, let's go ahead and attack in. Get the Corruption Train rolling. Opponent not having a 1 or 2 drop, especially a 2-drop, now doesn't have a 3-drop? We're gonna grab black. Oh, cool. We got a forest. Could play the raptor. Raptor would actually be fine this turn. I suppose I didn't need to play this pre-combat. That's adding another damage. Yeah, it gives a thing with toxic, flying, and +1/+1. Now our opponent is corrupted, but the real reason I wanted to play the raptor here is because I can give it this toxic, so it'll have toxic 2 plus toxic 1. I just don't want to do it into open mana, is the only thing. We do have 5... okay. Yeah, you can't just play 4 lands and pass the turn and not have any... like, I don't know what our opponent is doing there. Well, he's diamond ranked, so we can't not know how to draft very well. I don't understand. But what I was doing playing the raptor is I was expecting him to, like, play some ground creatures or something, and then I can put the Toxic Communion on the raptor, and then suddenly the raptor is going to be swinging in for 3 poison damage a turn. It would also be insane with our Jawbone Duelist because it has double strike. So if Jawbone Duelist connects with the Communion attached to it, that's 6 poison counters right there. And I was also trying to sequence my lands because I know we had some double green 5-mana cards. I was actually going to pass the turn there and leave the Charge of the Mites up. And just do that on the opponent's end step. Deep Faith Duelist. We have a trick. This isn't a great hand, but we'll try it. Okay, opponent has a Terramorphic. Dune Mover, I don't need to play that right now. I'm going to play the Deep Faith Duelist. Dune Mover can get our second forest. Our opponent is playing green. Green-black, those are toxic colors. And a Siphoner, okay. So we're gonna go attacking here. I feel we're gonna have fairly low interaction this game. We're gonna get the second one of these. Creatures control get +2/+2 whenever a creature blocks. We're gonna try out this Noxious Assault card. We're also going to get our first poison counter here. And there's a Blightbelly Rat. Now there is value in keeping our creatures alive. I'm just going to go swinging. got the Whispers. I could actually save this. Do I want to do that? Or do I want to play my 4-drop? Kind of want to play the 4-drop. Yeah, we'll save it. Or we'll play the 4-drop. Downside is we're going to end up getting corrupted next turn. If I bounce something, I get a Might, which is nice, but now we're not playing the Noxious Assault next turn. But also another thing is if you don't have another land in hand, there's almost no cost of doing that. That is terrifying. Alright, but this is going to work out. We have Titanic Growth, so this thing can block whatever it wants, and it will just die. Okay, he's going to block the Might. Alright, we're going to do this. Because we got to get this thing off the field, or we will just die quickly. And now if we draw an untapped land, we have the Noxious Assault. Opponent could have the Haster. Well, it doesn't have the Tyrannus Rex if it's not playing it before the attacks. So this has just turned into a poison race. I have the Tyrannus Rex, but cannot utilize it. Keep the Crawling Chorus at bay. This thing also has Toxic 3. You got your own Titanic Growth. Reasonable. I mean, I guess it's okay because that thing doesn't die, so it doesn't proliferate. Untapped land would be a great draw. One of my flyers would also be a great draw. That was kind of annoying. Oh, it also gets back the Rot Priest. Yeah, so this is actually 4 poison. We're in massive trouble here because we're not hitting our land drops. Charge of the Mites, and the Mites can't block. I could kill the flyer. I'm just dead to these two, though. Yep. Opponent won the poison race because I stalled out on 4 lands. I should make sure that I have 17 lands. I'm pretty sure we do. But I've had some weird things happen before. Yep, I got 17. I just happened to draw all of the big stuff and not enough lands to go with them. Alright. This is also probably not the best Toxic deck I've seen. It's just, we have a lot of the good white cards, but green and black were just kind of sporadically there. And our next opponent is Sloppy Joe. I go first with no real 1-drop or 2-drop, but I'm first, so maybe it'll be okay. I'm going to grab the swamp here first, because we do have a decent number of green sources in the deck. Case in point. I find the art on some of these to be kind of neat. Hex Gold Slash? You got the slash? You got the slash. 4 damage to it because it's toxic. Yeah, Hex Gold Slash. That's why Hex Gold Slash is a really good card in this format. Alright. I am actually going to bounce a land. It's gonna be the swamp. Reason being, I'm not gonna Noxious Assault on this particular board right now. We can do this. Okay, cheap combat tricks. Love them. Next turn we could Noxious Assault. Potentially. Plate Golem. Yeah, I think it's a Noxious Assault turn. This isn't getting any better. Oh, don't have the counter spell. Okay. This is just a lot of damage. 13 damage. And blocks make them get poison counters. Blazing Crescendo. Oh, unfortunately, if that first strike had been the one that corrupted it, this thing would have had first strike itself. Well, oh, that still wouldn't have worked. Never mind. We are having issues. This only has first strike on the offense, but I can't swing into any of this. Furnace Skull Bomb. So the opponent has kind of stabilized here, which is really not good for us. Yeah, I'm kind of missing, like, some good 4-drops. We're gonna take that. I mean, it can draw us a card next turn, but this is not a good situation. Opponent can pitch extra cards. Yeah, that's another thing our deck is semi-lacking. Oh gosh, this card is so good. And we keep getting lands. Last game we couldn't get enough. This game, this would have been helpful a while ago. But now I think it's just too late, and our creatures are a bit too small. Maybe I need that other Titanic Growth. Since our creatures just don't have the size we need. I have to block something here. And none of it feels good. What does this thing do? When it dies, draw cards equal to the number of oil counters on it. Yeah. We're also dead to the flyer next turn. Now, so this is what blue-red can do. Well, there's the drown, so I could kill a thing. I can't kill that, though, because that's 5/5. Could only do that. Give him another poison counter. But then we just lose in the air. Yeah, I think we need the other Titanic growth, since we are kind of lacking. I also might not mind the other Hunter Maze. Because if we're not getting our big... we really don't want to be flooding out. Maybe I even run that. Over the Communion. Well, let's try it like that. I know we talked about some cool plays with the Communion and... But yeah, this draft was kind of rough, even taking those crappy rares over other potential picks. But now at least one crappy rare if I see again, I don't have to take anymore, because I've got a play set of them. Mukawak. Okay, sure. We have plays to be making, and we're on the play. So that's going to be good for us. Turn 1 Crawling Chorus on the play is where we want to be. Our opponent's mulliganing down to 5. This could be a really quick game. And this background in that, there's absolutely nothing to interact with. It's all Phyrexia locked up. Nothing does anything. If you were wondering why I wasn't playing with the background at all in the previous... Oh, you have a cultivator. I'm going to do this. No attacks. Well, he had a 1-drop that stopped our chorus. Now I feel like there's another trick. Kind of want to use the Dune Mover to get a forest. Because we have the Noxious Assault in hand. I want to make sure we can play it. I'm not actually going to attack here. Because my trust level for this situation... If I had a forest to begin with, I would have attacked and gone for it. But I just don't think we can do that here. I didn't want to run into my opponent's Titanic growth. I feel like that's not what he meant to do. You clicked the wrong button. You were supposed to click the other one to remove an oil counter to untap this and play a 4-drop, right? Right. Now you instead have to do this. Okay. I kind of don't want to use Titanic Growth this turn, but I guess I will because next turn we're using the Assault. Could also let the trade happen. But I'm not interested in that. So we get 3 more poison counters on him next turn, and then what? Well, we have to deal with this. This is one of the best cards. Those get better the more creatures we have, so let's just play another Dune Mover, and I guess we'll pass. Because +2/+2 isn't going to kill the Rot Priest, unfortunately. And if Rot Priest attacks, this can give target creature control with Toxic gains Death Touch for 3 mana. So yeah, it's just going to come in, it'll deal 2, it's Toxic 2, plus it'll put a 3rd counter on Vraska's Fall. Well, I can sack that, that's fine. Because I get a Might. And now he doesn't have the Death Touch activation up. Alright, we gotta do this. It's a lot of damage coming through, but unfortunately, nothing is big enough to kill the Rot Priest. But opponent will be taking 11 damage here, plus... Oh, no, I'm just going to do that. Okay, well, we're going to get 4 poison counters and 7 damage. Oh, I guess you could tap the thing. You do have the Death Touch trigger. Yeah, because you could have used your thing to untap and given this Death Touch. You could have killed my thing. That's the second misplay he's made. Now, if he doesn't have any creatures, I could just go swinging. A raptor would be great. Well, I mean, if he doesn't have any more creatures, I could go swinging. Because he could only kill one of them. And I'd get in for 3 more poison. That's not quite what's happening here. But you're bringing back that one. Gets +2/+2 in Vigil. Oh, okay, he's going to go for the Proliferating. Drown an Ichor that I cannot cast because I don't have the Swamp. So I swing in. 2 of these die, he gets 2 poison counters. I feel like that's good enough. Because this is also a poison counter here. This is going to trade... Well, it's not necessarily going to trade off. And not if he does that. So we just gotta find a black source and then another way to get one more poison counter. Archfiend of the Dross, that could kill us really quickly. So this grants +2/+1 in first strike. But that's not enough to actually do anything here. Swamp would be great. Vraska's Fall is not great. Oh, we can block, actually. There's a Crawling Chorus. Unfortunately, we are dead in 2 more hits. That thing does not have reach, and I can't cast that, otherwise we would totally be winning this. I have a lot of stuff in here that would be relevant. Oh yeah, because when my stuff dies, that's making me lose life. Yep. I mean, Charge of the Mites would have most likely worked. We had a lot of relevant draws, we just weren't finding them. Didn't our opponent mulligan down to 5 in that game, and we started with it? Yeah, and we started with a turn 1 Crawling Chorus. And somehow still lost. Well, that was disappointing. Our deck wasn't that great. I mean, we got a lot of the whites. We never saw the Glider. Oh, the Sinew Dancer. That would have been great in that situation, too. I said Swamp would have been great. Never saw Viral Spawning. Raptor would have been great, too, to get us over the Rot Priest. Noxious Assault is... it was just okay. I don't think it's super necessary for toxic decks. Never got to play either of these 2 creatures either. That was a really unfortunate draft, but that can happen sometimes when you're quick drafting, or any kind of draft, really. So let's go ahead and claim our prize. Didn't get the bonus pack this time, and maybe next time, maybe sometime later, we can find a better toxic deck. But for now, I'll take my leave.